We're starting. Ready? What is this? Like a slow clap?
I want to give 5 claps.
Okay.
In case any one didn't work, you can choose a different clap to set up your audio.
No, they say you need one big clap so that you can line up the audio and the video. This is like our 15th or 17th week. How are you still not understanding this?
You got my joke. I'm clapping for you now, not for the audio.
Thanks. Welcome back everyone, to another episode of Sheena Interrupted.
Speed talk.
Why are you speed talking?
Because people play the podcast on 1x5.
Really?
So every now and again, I'm going to talk really fast to mess them up.
Can you imagine?
Yeah. You want to listen to me on 1 times 5? I'll show you to listen to me on 1.5. I'm just going to keep changing my speed all episode.
Do you think people really listen to us on 1.5?
Do you not listen to any podcasts on not 1.5?
I don't listen. The only thing that I've listened to on 1.5 is that book that I'm listening to.
I listen to our podcast on 1.5.
You do?
Of course. I can't listen to us for so long.
Don't
nobody has time for that.
Tell that.
Yeah, so I'm countering it.
Okay, but do you know?
I think you should listen on 4 times 5. Until you get to this part, then you're going to get really screwed because you won't understand anything if you put on 4 times speed. Sucker! Why did it just sound like that? What was that?
The Hangover?
The Hangover.
Do you think anybody listens to it on 0.5?
No.
Like super
No,
slow?
no.
Nobody does that?
But today I think you should because it'll be very helpful for you to understand what we're saying. This message has been brought to you by... Do we have an advertiser this episode?
No, we don't.
Oh, okay, good. I can really mess around. So what are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about work. Work. Send me half a work.
Who's he?
He.
Send me who what?
He say me have to work. Work.
But who said that to you?
Her boyfriend, her husband, her lover, whoever he is.
You are sitting here in pajamas.
Yes.
And you decided today is the time to talk about work.
Yes.
I'm sitting here in a button shirt.
You took off your full tie. I wanted
I was very well prepared for this episode.
Yep.
And you came in your PJs.
Absolutely. This is one of the benefits of work from home.
No.
Yes.
Because even when I work from home,
yeah,
I don't wear silk pajamas.
You don't have silk pajamas. That's a you thing.
That's true. But I think it's one of the benefits of being your own boss.
And working from home.
You can be your own boss and go to the office in your pajamas if you want.
I could wear this on a call.
You could wear wherever you want, lady. This is your business.
This is true.
You could do whatever you want.
But I think even if I put this with a pair of jeans, it'd be cute. I could wear this to like the office.
You don't have an office. This is it. We're in your office.
If I had an office, I could wear it to my office.
It doesn't have to be cute. It's your business. You can show up in an ugly pajama and they'll be like, oh, I don't know why I work here.
It's really cute.
Why is it stained?
It's not stained. Stop. We're not talking about
Why are you holding yourself so? Like, stop. You stop. Look what you're doing now. You're making people uncomfortable. She's holding her boobies very closely. Nothing's going to come out now.
I told you that in confidence.
You said.
I asked you,
now
does
I can't
it
look
like
away.
I have a stain on it?
I just wanted you to know I'm not being indecent this whole episode staring there. It's because there's ketchup.
It's not ketchup.
You work from home, you eat from home, you drop from home.
No, it's not ketchup. I put on a brand new pair of pajamas.
Oh, for the show.
Yes.
Thank you for getting dressed.
I did.
For participating with us.
And then I dropped my foundation on this thing when I was getting my makeup on.
So you put makeup and pajamas on to go to work.
Yes, I did.
See? High five to you. This is your business. You do whatever the hell you want. It's night. What am I doing? Put on my pajamas, put a full face of makeup. Then what? Why you do things backwards sometimes? It's cool. And then during the whole day, you wear no makeup.
Yes.
And you wear jeans and a shirt and you go out. And at night, full pajama, makeup, go to bed.
Do you know how many people watch our podcast when I'm sitting at home? Nobody watches.
So many people watch our podcast now.
I know, like
It's a
at
lot.
least
Thank you.
17.
Thank you, all of you, for watching 1,000 times
Thank
each.
you.
All 17 of you popping in 1,000
Our
views.
podcast is making, it's not waves, but little.
I think you
little
should send this
puddles.
podcast to anyone who you really think needs to listen to this podcast. You thought I was going to do something devious, and I was just like, no, I stayed right in my lane.
Okay, you could.
If you get joy from this podcast, you a sucker!
You should send this podcast to anybody you think would enjoy it.
Yeah. You know what's missing?
What?
Like
Like
an
a
alcoholic
clock.
beverage.
Oh, yes, like a
Because
martini.
then you would look like you really have just things have figured
Crazy
out for
priorities.
you, or you've just completely lost complete sense of what's normal anymore.
But why do I need a drink in my hand?
No, just to make you look more crazy. That's
I
all.
would love a cup
Like a
of
cigar.
coffee.
I have a cigar in one hand and like a fluffy cat. in the
I
other
brought
hand.
my fluffy
Of course you
slippers.
did.
I know.
This is
I'm
it.
ready for this
So
episode.
this episode is just us showing you how we look at work.
No, this
we're
is-
not talking. Just
We're
come
talking
see.
about work.
Okay, how would I interview with you if this was the job? You would show up like
I
this
already
in a pajama.
have the job.
No, I want to work for you. I
Oh.
come to the interview.
I would put on
What would you
real
say?
clothes.
Why? You say, hey. So let's pretend this is an interview. Go ahead, ask the first question. I'm just sitting here. I want
Why
a job.
are you interested in working with us?
You look like a very unique company that allows you to be your authentic self.
Yes.
And I'm very, very just drawn to the fact that I can just be me.
Oh,
I too want
amazing.
to drop ketchup on my shirt and come to work.
Not ketchup.
Oh, I'm sorry.
What do you think that you can bring to the table if you work with our company?
More alcohol for you. Cats. Detergent. Tide pens. Am I hired?
No.
What job was I even applying for?
I don't even know.
Accounting.
Okay.
Okay.
Today we're talking about working.
Okay.
The reason I thought this was a nice topic was because a lot of people were very drawn to the stay-at-home mom conversation that we had a couple of weeks ago. We talked about motherhood. We talked about some of the issues that come up when you are home with your kids. Some moms have to go back to work. Some moms decide to stay and then go back to work. So all this sparked a lot of conversations. A lot of people were asking some really interesting questions, and I thought it would be cool to kind of explore the work life of
Are there two gangs of moms? Are there? Like the moms that stay home and they talk poop about the moms that go back to work and vice versa? There are, right?
No,
like
I
there's
don't
a
think
thing
it's
because
mom
moms are
gangs.
they're very oh my God, Sylvie? Sylvie's going back to work. Yeah, that child's not going to raise himself, but Sylvie's going back to work.
You know what's really amazing?
And then the other moms, when they go back to work, they're like, oh my God, can you believe Nancy? Nancy's not coming back. Nancy's just going to stay at home at the playground. It's like accounting not going to get itself done.
The moms that really understand are the ones that help support each other. Yes, there are two different types of
So are you the mom whisperer today? You'll sit in the middle. You
I
say,
will.
Hey, stay at home mom.
but I haven't
What
met a
is that?
stay-at-home mom.
SHM?
No, SAHM. Stay at home mom.
Oh.
I read this a long time ago and it made a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And I think that truly as you become a mom, you learn to not make those judgments because guess what? All those judgments are coming back at you. All the things that you say I'm never going to do with my kids, they end up happening.
Two of the
You end up
GBTWs or the other ones?
What?
GBTWs?
What is a GBTW?
Go back to work.
No.
SAHM. Stay at home mom.
Let me say what I'm saying.
But to who? Which faction of the war are you talking to?
There's not a war.
The
There's
homes
not
or the works?
They are not gangs. They're not against each other. The stay-at-home moms feel very envious of the moms that get to go back to work. And the moms that get to go back to work are or have to go back to work,
Yeah.
are very envious of the moms that get to stay home. So there is this
Grass is greener situation.
Always. But I think the sweet spot, it happens when the moms that are home realize the benefits that the working moms give, and then the working moms realize that there are benefits that the stay-at-home moms give to all the children. And I'm generalizing a little bit, but the stuff that happens during the day while the working moms are busy at work,
Yeah.
they happen because of the stay-at-home moms.
Yeah.
Right? But all the growth in society happens, all the things, the new things that we are thinking, women's lib, all those other movements that are happening because of those moms that are working. So
everyone's winning.
everybody's winning, everybody's growing together, and all the moms are needed.
I have a business idea.
Yes.
Don't knock my idea.
I didn't say anything.
You're looking
I
like it's a stupid idea. Let me at least tell my idea before you decide it's stupid.
I didn't
Stop.
say
You're the one who can't even get dressed without dropping ketchup on your shirt at night, and you're laughing at me. Okay, so you take the mom,
Yeah. Which one?
that the stay-at-home mom,
Yeah.
and you break it down by area of expertise.
Yeah.
Whatever that might be, whatever was studied in school,
Like arts
whether
and
it's a
crafts
job,
or music
whatever
or
it is.
whatever. Okay.
You go to the
Work from home mom.
GBTWs.
The working mom.
Yeah, GBTW. Let's call it by the right name. There's
Go
GBTQ,
back to
there's
work.
GBTW.
Okay.
The GBTW moms,
Yeah.
who may be LGBTQ or not, but I'm just talking about the GBTW.
Okay.
The GBTQ part doesn't matter for this.
Got
okay?
it.
So the GBTWs, you also sort them
Okay.
by their area of work.
Like accounting or
Whatever it is.
whatever,
Art,
management.
craft, music, management, whatever it is.
Okay.
And then on Wednesdays,
Yeah.
we pair them up and they swap. So the SAHM goes to the GBTW's job,
Yeah.
and the GBTW goes to the SAHM's house
Yeah.
and cares for that child.
For like a different child?
Yeah, not their child, the SAM's child.
Okay. You know, I've spoken to so many moms that like went back to work, and when they had to stay home with their kids for 2 weeks, they're like, I don't know
That's
how
why I'm saying
you did that.
it's not with their child. It's always easier to care for someone else's child for 24 hours.
Yeah.
Everyone will get a moment of like, if you're interested in
Sign
volunteering
up
your
below.
child, please let me know. You can go to some random job. It'll be like when you used to go to the office when you were a child.
Yeah.
You get to go as an adult to someone's office and like move their stapler, and you won't get much work done.
Yeah.
But at least you'll go for lunch with Susan from accounting, and then you'll go home and
This
your
is a
child will
weird-
still be there.
This is a weird experiment.
It would be fun.
For who?
You know how many moms message me?
About what?
Just how good I look.
Oh.
Never mind.
Anyways.
I thought that was in my head.
Let's move on.
Let's move on. That's for another Tuesday or Thursday.
So anyway, today I was thinking we could talk about jobs, like working, not working, and what that really means for people.
You know what it means now? You know what you'll notice?
What?
There's a resurgence of backpacks.
That
The
has to do with
briefcase is
working.
on the way out,
Yeah.
and people wear backpacks.
Because I think people are more
Ergonomically
focused on,
fit.
they're more focused on like their well-being,
you
and
see
they
these
realize
lines?
that the suitcase, I mean, what is it called? Briefcase.
Yeah.
The
You don't have those in your office.
No, I don't.
You have sleeping bags and margarita sacks.
Okay, that's a
You
big
know
difference.
another change?
Yeah, tell me.
People don't wear suits.
They don't?
Nope.
That's just at
They
your
don't wear
office.
No, anywhere. Corporate
People
culture. No more
Don't wear
suits, no more
and
ties. We wear sneakers, we wear jeans.
Pajamas.
This is your next level.
I know.
That's only bosses do that. Us
No boss comes to
lemmings
your
that-
office
no,
in a pajama.
I'm saying the owners of their own businesses can do this.
No, I don't
Us
do
lemmings
this.
that go to the office, we have to dress up like
I don't do this for like every single day.
You
I think
could.
it's important to set habits and set like good routine things when you're working from home. But I also think that this is one of the benefits that I can be in my pajamas when I'm working from home and I'm working for myself.
You know, sometimes I secretly wear shorts.
During
I'm
your
working from
conference
home, you've
calls.
seen.
Yeah.
I wear like a shirt and a sweatshirt on, or a sweater on top. and
I've
I'm wearing
seen you
shorts
wear
on
your
the bottom.
pajamas and then wear like
A
a
blazer.
shirt on top.
Yeah. Sometimes like some of my pajamas are nice too. I just throw a blazer on top. Nobody knows.
Exactly. But one of the things that I've struggled with over the years is I've always wanted to work because I've always wanted to earn a living. I struggled a lot with the fact that I wasn't actually being financially rewarded for the work that I was doing.
But then why didn't you say, hey, I want to take some portion of the money that's coming into our singular account
Mm-hmm.
and withdraw it and redeposit it into the same singular account?
From who though? Who am I
From
withdrawing
our
it?
account. We had one account. You would have taken
Money from our
whatever
account and
amount-
put it back in our account?
No, I don't know where you put it. I don't know where you take your money now. I'm sure your devious ways would have started much sooner if you took it. But my point is, if you find the folly in it,
Yeah.
you may find the solace in knowing what you're doing is valuable, right? That action of saying, okay, and I never think of it as, okay, this is my money. Think
Right.
about it as this is the house's money. And now if there's something you're providing
Yeah.
that otherwise, you know, if you need that financial compensation,
Yeah.
you could send the kids to daycare
Yeah.
and pay $1,000 for the daycare.
Yeah.
Or you can stay at home and not pay that $1,000 a week, right?
Yeah.
Just say it's $4,000 to send your kids to daycare.
Yeah.
You might make less than that in certain
a
professions.
A lot of families decide that the one spouse
Right.
is going to stay home because it's too expensive. They
that's
can't
my point.
actually do it.
So if that is a feeling of like, hey, the reason I'm doing this is because we can't afford to do the alternative.
Yeah.
And you still and again, we're generalizing because
Yeah.
I think in the majority of circumstances it is the mom who is choosing to stay at home, but it could be
A dad
anything.
or-
And more
yeah.
seriously, like in a same-sex relationship, it'll be one of the two,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But the point ultimately that I'm making is if it takes that sort of a more extreme step to get rid of that feeling, because that's
Yeah.
not a nice feeling. I remember now because you've opened up about it now, but after the fact,
Yeah.
if I knew
But
then,
I didn't know, even then, I didn't know how much it was
Right.
important to me.
that's why we're doing
Processing
this to
this
help
feeling,
people.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Processing that feeling took me time. And then processing it and saying, well, I actually want to be compensated for it. Sometimes it's not a physical compensation.
I know.
Sometimes it's
I
having
see the
those
checks we get.
conversations.
There's absolutely no connection to the amount of money coming in versus how you feel.
Sometimes it's having the conversation with
Yeah.
your significant other and just having that acknowledgement that your contribution, whether you feel like you're quote unquote working or not, you are contributing.
I do
And
think
work
you'd have
looks
spent
different
more.
at different points in
Yeah.
your life. I think that I was doing very important work for our family.
You were.
But now I'm doing a different kind of work.
Yeah, not important at all.
I
But
mean-
way more financially rewarding.
But it's
I'm
important.
kidding. It is important. You talk about this sometimes
Yeah.
where you still have this like guilt where you say, oh my God, I'm traveling. I'm going here. I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And I sort of see that as an amazing thing for
Yeah.
both our kids. And we're
To
lucky
see.
we have one boy, one girl. They both see like their parents are doing a lot of things.
Yeah.
And the idea of you being at home
Yeah.
might be more appealing to you to say, hey, I'm not going to miss my child coming home from school, or
whatever.
I'm not going to be away and I don't need to have someone else come in, stay the night because we have a one-day event somewhere or whatever. But I absolutely want both of our kids in these formative years seeing their mother out doing what she's doing, because
100%.
they will both feel the pride that
Yeah.
I know they feel. For our son, I think it's important to see the balance
Mm-hmm.
in terms of who does what and where. And for a daughter, I think it's important we still live it's better, I
Yeah,
think,
it's
than
better
it was when
now.
I started.
But
But
for her to see
it's nice
a
for her to
woman
see you
that's
go and do
empowered.
what you do.
Yeah, I do agree. But
What is
I
this,
think
a
that
pep
it's
talk
also...
for you? What kind of a
No,
conversation you've turned
I'm
this
not.
into?
You're the
You
one
come
who
in your pajamas, soaked in blood, and then now all of a sudden we're hyping you up for the world. Shame on you. You're always turning this on me.
I
I get all dressed up, come in the pajamas. Oh, you're the best. You're the best. I can't even get a job at this fake company.
I want to tell you, though, that I think that women feel these things a lot more than men do. So
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to talk about it. Like,
So let's
whatever
give 'em
stage of work you're in, whatever work you're doing for your life, for your family, like, that's hard work. That's good work.
I think there needs to be an action item.
Okay, what is it?
You're very good with okay, yes, this is great. Let's
Okay,
talk
give
about
me
our
the
feelings.
action item. I don't think that the answer is going to be, you should take money from this account.
That's
and
why
pay
I'm here.
yourself.
I'll give you an action item. Lady or gentleman at home with your dirty spouse going to all the office things and coming home and telling you about how, ha 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 ha, ha. You know,
Susan from accounting
Ted in
said
accounting
this.
was so funny today. You know what Ted said? Shut up. I don't know what Ted said, but your kid puked on me 3 times. Wash your hands, you. He said, don't say that. Just say, you know what? Yeah, here's an invoice for this month's services. And you put all the things you did and be reasonable. You're in a relationship with this person. Give a discount and say, here, this is what it costs to get all of these things done.
Yeah.
I would like for our home account, because we're a couple,
Yes.
please transfer it to my account.
Right.
And
but then
see
you
what
want
happens.
them to split accounts?
I want them to take money out of the
One
account and
account.
hand it, and you could do what you want. You can
it back
eat
in
it,
the
you could put it back, you could buy stuff for your family, you could do what you want.
Okay.
But that simple act of putting in writing
Yeah.
all that you do
Yeah.
will help you feel better, and
but-
it will entice a conversation
Yes.
with your partner who will also appreciate what you're doing.
Okay, but the point of having this conversation actually
Yeah.
is it came from a very specific insecurity or fear that I had.
We've solved it.
And I think
We're
that
gonna build people, baby.
a lot of women or people, whoever stays home and is not earning
Right.
a salary for being at home,
Yeah.
there is a lot of insecurity or like identity crisis that happens when you are not being financially rewarded for your efforts.
We said this already. We already paid them for it. What more you want? Why are you saying
I
it over
think
and over
that
again?
you
You're
have to
taking
come
so much
down-
money now.
You have to come down to what the issue
You
is.
said you feel bad because you're not getting paid. I said go charge your partner for payment. Now you're saying again you're still feeling bad. Why are you still feeling? You already got paid. You invoiced, you got paid. Net 30 days.
Now fast forward.
Yeah, move. Next
Fast
next
forward
story.
Many years.
Yeah.
I am working.
This is why they're listening in 1.5. Telling you the same story 3 times, even if they
I'm
miss
working.
it.
I'm earning.
Yeah.
I did have a boost of confidence.
Yeah,
Like
but
it
now
did
you're feeling
make a
guilty.
difference. No.
You're not?
So anyways, I am also shocked at the way that all of this transpired. I went back to work. I started earning my own like money.
Yeah.
And now I don't care.
About the money.
I don't care about being financially rewarded. Like sometimes I just don't want to work and I want to be a stay-at-home mom again.
And you do that.
Yeah,
like you
today I did that.
I know. I noticed when I came home. No emails were sent. And while some point ago in my life that might have been frustrating, now I am absolutely proud of you for saying, you know what?
I did that.
Factory is closed today. We will make no widgets.
It's
I
been
can
a
do that.
long
It's
couple
great.
of weeks.
What
You
I-
can do that sometimes. Saturday comes around,
Yeah.
you don't have to work. You don't work.
Depends.
You don't do. If you don't want to, you
know how
don't.
many people from my job listen to this podcast? You think all 17 of those people are your people? 2 are mine. Be careful what you're about to say. Go back and tell how much I work on the
You
weekends.
work a lot,
Yeah,
all weekend,
all
every weekend.
every day,
Never
all the
takes a
time.
break. You're
Never.
always
Thank
at
you.
work.
Next topic.
Even night.
Okay, more seriously.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
And this is actually a good point.
What?
A lot of our listeners are younger than I am.
Yeah.
Younger than you are.
Yeah.
Not younger than you are, sorry.
Not
Younger,
younger
than I am. Yeah.
I'm like
And
12.
No.
No.
No, that's illegal.
Okay, I'm like 20. 5.
Keep going. Fine. That's fine. They'll believe that. Especially how I'm dressed today. They'll be like, you can get anybody. These rust pants, this is fire. So when you are working really hard
Yeah.
and it feels like a struggle at times
Yeah.
because there's, things you want to be doing and
Yeah.
you're in a career and you're pressing really hard.
And that
I did
usually is like
that.
at the beginning of your career,
Yeah.
right? When you're like trying to make waves.
When you start, you're learning. I think those years are well spent
Yeah.
grinding.
Yeah.
And I might get heat for this, but I will say it. If you like what you are doing,
Yeah.
and even if you don't like what you are doing, but you think it's a career you're going to continue to pursue,
Yeah.
those hours you are putting in, you need to realize you're not putting those hours in for your employer. You're putting those hours in for you.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is you've spent all these years in school and in college and in some master's degree.
Mm-hmm.
You finally landed the job.
Mm-hmm.
That experience over the next 3, 4, 5 years, those are really formative years. And if you don't put that time in, you are robbing yourself of that experience.
And you're spending this time now cultivating like good habits, good work ethic, good like values,
Some
and
of
a
that
good reputation.
Reputation for sure. Some of that, yes, because I don't think these are habits you'll have to carry with you through your career. But all I mean is it's just repetition. You're learning.
Yeah.
You're making yourself a better whatever it is you're doing.
Yeah.
And it's not that company. Do it for you.
Yeah.
Because in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, you want to go do something else.
Yeah.
You will take that experience with you. You're not going to leave it at the company.
Right.
So people don't understand that. Like, you're not tricking anyone by working less in those years.
Yeah.
You're just hurting your own self.
Yeah.
And if you continue to pursue,
Yeah.
and if you have a couple of breaks that go your way, in many professions, you can end up in a situation that I find myself in, where there are very capable people who are now working on your team.
Yeah.
You used to be helpful on someone else's team. And why did you put in those hours? You put in those hours because you were learning. That person who gave you that training was possibly putting in less hours, and they maybe weren't logging on the Saturday, or they weren't getting involved on the Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like to get involved in those scenarios now. I do when I need to.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, there's somebody on my team that's able to handle those things.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I earned with those years.
Yeah.
So if I could turn back, and there were many times where we had dinner reservations or whatnot, and I had to cancel.
Or remember that trip we took? We had like a...
Oh my God, I took the 2-hour phone call from the
Yeah.
pool.
It was so okay. I'm just sidebar. This is a crazy story.
Great story.
We actually took a vacation. We were married 3 years maybe.
Yeah, this was in Thailand.
We were in Thailand. We went to Thailand. We had this amazing villa.
I got to use it. Silver lining.
We had this incredible villa. We rented this space with some friends, and each one of us had our own villa. And outside our villa, there was this little pool. And it was a private pool, and there was a little cabana on the side, and you had your own private little massage cabana if you wanted it. And we were spending the day out walking around the town with our friends, and you actually said to me as we were leaving, oh shoot, I have this thing that's blowing up and I can't go.
Yeah.
You got to go with our friends. And you had to stay in that room the rest of the afternoon. And you were on a call for about 2.5 hours.
No, 4 hours.
Okay, 4 hours.
I remember.
And you took it from in the pool.
No, so I took the call, and this was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And
I was so sad.
We were we had gone to Thailand from Japan.
Yeah.
We were living in Japan.
Yeah.
Story for another day.
Yes.
And we went to Thailand.
Yeah.
And this one little thing was nagging, and it was like, if this thing takes off, I'll have to get on a phone call. But I was still relatively junior, so I thought they would let me be, but they didn't.
No.
So I got on the call, and I'm sitting on this call, and I'm on my phone, and I'm saying, I'm not saying anything. There's no video. This is just audio.
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I sitting here in the room? The pool is so nice. Let me go sit in the pool.
Yeah.
So there's a float. So I got in the float, and I had the cell phone, and I was listening to the call.
And I came back.
No,
and you were in the pool.
So I was listening, but the cell phones back then had a battery of like 1 hour.
Yeah.
But you could swap the battery.
Yeah.
So I would sit in the pool, the other battery is charging.
Yeah.
And then I would essentially go in the room and
the
hang
battery.
up quickly
Yeah.
as if I lost connection, and put the new battery and log back on.
Yeah.
Then I went back in the pool.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say this now. And I fell asleep in the pool.
No
Yeah.
way. In
Like
the middle of your
hour 2 to
call?
3, I think I slept for half an hour. I had no idea what was going on. This is
You're
like
not still working at
No,
that
I'm not
company,
working
just
there.
for the record.
It's been a decade since I've worked there, so I felt okay. I fell asleep in the pool.
My God.
And I woke up again. I'm like, oh my God, what's happening? Picked up the phone. It was beeping. So I changed the battery again. I went back in the pool. Then finally, in like hour 3, I had my 10 minutes to talk.
Yeah. And I came back and you were still on your call. You were
pool,
still sitting in the
just
pool.
floating around.
At least you had a good
I had
day.
a pool.
You had a better day than if you were stuck in the room.
I'm pretty sure back then I didn't think I had a good day.
Yeah.
But now I'm pretty happy to say there was a pool there.
Yeah.
You can choose. You can choose all the time if you want to say, I'm stuck in the room, or I'm glad this room has a pool because I need to be here for a few hours.
Yeah.
Choose.
Yeah.
It's not going to change the outcome.
Yes.
Might as well enjoy it.
And that's a privilege to say that I was in a room with a pool.
Yeah. I
Anyway.
think there's so much that I kind of like wish I knew when I started my career.
But that's the whole point. The
Of
point
this.
is you get perspective,
Yeah.
and then you realize, oh, this could have been worse, or this could be easier now, or this is a question of perspective, or this is a question of just changing one small thing in the way that you're seeing this situation.
That's why we're doing this. You spoke to the moms. I'm going to tell those who are both the moms and the dads and the not yet in a relationship, but just launching your professional journey. It's going to be hard. And you will feel, particularly when you've done really well in education, then you go into companies, they sort of have the view that you are a self-starter and you will be able to find your way. And not everyone trains very well. And you will figure it out. Like you will absolutely figure it out. Reach out to people for support. I was scared to reach out to more senior people.
Because it's daunting.
It's not, but I get those messages now, and I'm so quick to respond. I have no issue giving of that time.
Yeah.
So don't hesitate. Like, just absolutely don't hesitate. If you meet people and they're saying to you, hey, if you have any questions, reach out.
Yeah.
Take advantage of those offers.
Yeah.
And you will find there's a lot more pleasure in what you're doing.
Absolutely.
The minute you de-stress this stuff, most of the stress is in your head.
I think the scary part is the unknown. The scary part is not really knowing what's coming.
You will always not know. I still don't know what's coming.
Yes, but you've seen so many more outcomes.
But just listen. Take my word for it is my point.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't know. That feeling's never going away.
Okay.
You just get more comfortable
Yeah,
with it.
I agree with you. Remember when I actually started going back to work?
I don't know what that means. You haven't left the house ever. So when you say going back to work, what is it?
When
you
I
come to the
started
basement,
working.
you come to the pajama, like where? I go to the room sometimes. You're on the laptop. I have no idea if you're watching fairy movies or if you're working.
It's no fairy
So
movie.
what is this when you say back to work?
Like, I was home for many years.
You're still
with
home
the
for more
kids.
years. The kids are still here. What has happened? You create these dichotomies that I can't even understand. So you have to explain.
You're just being facetious now.
That's not even what that word means. Stop using that word. You don't know what it means. You always use that word. You have no idea what it means. Can't spell it. Don't know what it means. You just say, you're being facetious. It's your favorite
Now
thing.
you're being
Sucker!
extra
You don't know how to say facetious.
Listen,
Okay.
when you are going to work as a newbie, like when you are starting your
Yeah.
career,
First day.
you don't know any of the outcomes. You don't know how to respond to things. You don't know
Yeah.
what the culture is. You don't know what to expect from people. You don't know what people expect from you.
Yeah.
So it's daunting.
Yes.
There's another moment in time where it's really, really daunting. Going to work after being home with kids
Yes.
for many years is
Yeah.
also extremely daunting.
Understood.
That's what I meant. Was that a little clearer?
Yeah. You've never experienced that.
Yes,
but
I have.
It's your own boss. Who are you afraid of? You just shout at yourself? Who are you daunted of? That's not even a word. See, I snuck it in. You can't say
Just the
daunted.
situation.
But who?
Like in the beginning,
Just close the laptop. Say, I'm done with work.
in the beginning,
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do an interview. Do you remember when we first started doing interviews? When I first started, like my first few interviews, you would sit across from me and like,
Don't tell them this part. I was your emotional support chat bot.
yeah, you would like furiously type at me if I was like needed to perk up or
Yeah,
needed
it's like,
to.
why are you talking about? I'll give you guys a secret. If she is
No.
absolutely hating an interview and has no idea what's going on and she wants to get the hell out of there, she's going to try to sound very educated and she's going to
true.
say, how can I put this? And she'll do her airy voice and she'll stretch out the
You're
words.
So lame.
And I see that, I'm like, wow, you just want to shoot that person.
It's not
Like
true.
I want to just.
I don't
That's
do
when
that
I start.
anymore.
That's when I start in the back. I just start going. And she's like, "Oh, my AOL isn't working," and then she just closes the interview. When she's having fun, like pajama lady here, she's laughing, she's bubbly, she's herself. The first
That's
time she
so
did
not
that,
true.
well, I don't blame you. I would have done the same thing. Your first interview was like CNBC Moneyline, some squawk box show about
Why
the
heck did they
financial
want me
state.
there?
Oh, Sheena Mawani, if TikTok is banned, how will that impact your earning potential? Like,
But that's like really daunting.
yeah, I was thinking I'll invoice
That's not
my
true.
husband.
I did a great interview.
You did. We prepped for that.
Yes.
Solid for 6-7 hours.
Thank you for that. I don't know if
Yeah.
I ever told you thank you
No,
for that.
you don't. But I don't need to hear thank yous. Words affirmation are for you. I just need boochies.
Okay.
Tell them how good I've been doing, bloody.
He sends me messages now saying like you are doing a great job.
Yeah, nice. Way to wash that stain out of your pajama before we filmed. Well played. What else do you have? What other nuggets do you have in all your years of working for yourself?
That's what I got.
Start your own company.
It's hard to work for yourself.
It's harder to work for other people.
Is it? It's hard to self-motivate.
Who works for who here?
We work for each other.
But mostly.
No, I think we do a very good job because you have a different skill set and I have a different skill set.
What is your skill set?
When we first started, sometimes I really did feel like I was working for you.
But you kind of were. And now I
Because
feel like it
you
shifted.
You knew a lot more and you were much more confident in your approach with clients or with like when we were working on deals, you had a better sense of what people needed to hear
Because
from.
what you've done in 2 years
Yeah.
is what people have to do in 5.
Yeah.
And what you've done in 4 years is what people try to do in 10.
Yeah.
But you've
like
had
a crash
great
course.
you've had a great teacher. So it's
Yes,
normal
thank
that
you.
you've accomplished all
great
of this.
teacher.
That's how it's happened. So if you want to sign up for my course, please visit Sucker! There's no course. You thought there was a course, sucker.
No, I think we make a really, really good partnership. Like sometimes I feel like I really do need to go to you because you are the authority on whatever it is that we're talking about. And sometimes
And I've stopped sharing my opinion on many things because
I don't
it's
need it.
perfectly fine. There are different ways to do things, and it's impossible to cover all of the angles. So what I try to do is mostly share tips on how to avoid things that you don't want to fall
Through the cracks.
to fall. But when it comes to ideation and style and execution, I don't think I've even known the last few interviews. You did one just last week. I have no idea what that was about. I didn't see any questions. I didn't ask. I don't want to know.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, your business is only 3-4 years old. It has to weave and curve, and it has to figure out its own things. And I'm not going to do that. That's your business. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
What else do you have on your notes? Part of your business was to have notes for these podcasts.
That's it. We got through all my notes.
We did?
Yeah.
You had 1 bullet for each year in business?
Yeah.
4 bullets, we're done?
I'm very efficient.
Perfect. I have some amazing news, by the way.
Tell me.
No, I'm not kidding. I'm
Okay,
serious.
What's the news?
I went to the gym today.
Congratulations.
Stop being like this. I'm trying to get some good news. You're saying it in a very facetious way.
Okay.
You don't know what that means. I'll explain later.
I'm
I
facetious
went
now.
No, that comment.
Okay.
If someone has a contact at Merriam-Webster, we would love your sponsorship. We do a whole episode on this few words Sheena calls me without knowing what they mean.
I know what facetious.
Spell it. See? I knew it.
S-H-I-T.
Okay, listen.
Yes.
Stop breaking my vibe. I was at the gym. I've been trying to go, what has it been, like over a month now? Maybe 2 months. I've been going once a week.
Yeah.
And I've been riding the Peloton a couple of times a week when I can. And today, we did a stretch,
Yeah.
like just to warm up, where you put your hand out and you kick your leg up.
Okay.
And I didn't feel the sciatic pain in my back when I did the
Oh.
kick.
That's awesome.
So I was like, wait,
It's working.
I normally stop. I don't kick as far because I feel that pain. But I didn't feel it today.
That's wonderful.
And that was the first time. When was the last time you saw me take Advil because of my back?
It's been a long time.
I stopped. Like, I just don't take
Yeah.
it for that.
That's good.
I am definitely heading in the right direction. I am more motivated. I am more focused, I think, on the right things. And the little stuff just doesn't impact me as much. So that's part of what the message is on the working episode. So for me, particularly when I'm working with younger folks and I see them stressing out about certain things, they don't have to worry about sciatica. Like, they're in great shape. They don't have to worry about these things. I try to give them perspective, which I wish I had. And honestly, for a lot of people who are entering the workforce in certain professions, their parents, their aunts, uncles, they may be the first generation college like I was. There's no one to ask. No one's been down that path. So if you're one of them listening, you not only earned your spot, but you probably busted your butt even more to get that spot because there was nobody helping you along the way.
So enjoy it.
And you're very capable. And whatever somebody else looks like they're doing seamlessly, they're freaked out also in the evening.
That's the thing, is everybody's freaking out.
This is your favorite thing, your
Yeah.
imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
That's you're smart people. You got where you are because of effort.
Yeah.
You can't question that now.
Yeah.
If you got there, you deserve to be there.
Absolutely.
The people you're working with are smart. You didn't fool them. You just have to see in yourself what they see in you.
Yeah. And the other thing is, if you see that somebody is like super put together and they have all their work done and they have this and like they just have their stuff together.
Yeah.
They've been at it a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And they have help.
And they have rust-colored pants.
They have rust-colored
Look
pants.
at these pants.
Are we done
That's
here?
good.
I think we're good.
You'd never say we're done. You're supposed to sing. But
She
I know.
works hard for her money. So hard for her money. She works hard for the money. So you better treat her right.
You know what they're singing about?
She works hard for her money.
Yeah, but what is her job? Do you know in that song?
No.
Sucker!